Hey everybody, just want to welcome you to week 11, module 11 for ME14 Mechanics of Solids. So within this module here, we're taking a look at our principal stresses under a given load, and this will relate back to chapter 8 in your textbook. So some bookkeeping items for this week. We have two things here. We have your exam number 2 and we have quiz number 11. Now quiz number 11 has been posted to Blackboard and this will be due on Friday by 4 p.m. We also have your exam number 2. This is the second exam, your final midterm exam for the semester, which will be a total of 2 hours long. So this will be released on Blackboard. So it'll be released on Friday the 16th at 6 p.m. and it'll be due on Friday the 16th at 8 p.m. So 2 hours later. We'll go into a little bit more detail with this as we go through our overview. So a reminder, I do have office hours scheduled for Wednesdays from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. If this time doesn't work for you, please send me a message, an email, or a chat on Teams, and we'll find a time that does work for both of us. So as we jump into our Module 11, we'll be taking a look at Chapter 8 in our textbook, covering the topic of principal stresses under given loading. So within this chapter, we're going to examine members that are going to be subjected to simultaneous compression, bending, and torsion. And we're going to take a look at the stresses resulting from these such combined loadings. We're also going to learn how to determine the principal stresses in structural members and machine elements under given loading conditions. So within this module, some objectives, what we're going to do is we're going to describe how stress components vary throughout a beam, identify key stress analysis locations in an I-shaped beam, design transmission shafts subject to transverse loads and torques, and then also describe the stresses throughout a member arising from these combined loadings. So as related to our textbook, again, this is Chapter 8, and for your reading guide, this will be sections 1 through 3. So we're going to break down this module into two different sections. You'll have Module 11.1 and Module 11.2. For Module 11.1, we're taking a look at the principal stresses under given loading. So objectives within this module, we're going to take a look at the principal stresses in a beam, take a look at the design of shaft transmissions, and then take a look at stresses under these combined loads. So within this module, we'll go through the theory from these above topics, talk about our governing equations, look at some practical applications, and then go through some problem solving. Now for your Module 11.2, this is going to be your exam number 2. So exam number 2 is going to consist of 3 problems this time. It's going to cover materials from chapters 4 through 8 in your textbook, which relates to Modules 6 through 11 on Blackboard. So the exam is going to be released through Blackboard on Friday the 16th at 6 p.m. You're going to have a total of 2 hours to complete this. But remember, the last half hour is really designated for you to scan your homework in and get it uploaded. So please plan your timing accordingly. So you're only have that 2 hours to complete it once it's been started. So that'll be a timer set, and it'll let me know how long you've taken on the exam. It needs to be turned in by 8 p.m. on Friday, April 16th. So 2 hours after it's released, it needs to be turned in at 8 p.m. You're going to submit your work through Blackboard the same way you've done for all your homework assignments and your exam number 1. Scan it in and submit it through Blackboard. So one thing I do want to mention is this week we do have a reading and respite day. So March 24th and April 15th, the university has designated these as reading and respite days. So the university has added these 2 days to the spring semester calendar in order to provide students and faculty alike with an opportunity to catch up or take a break as we make our way through the remainder of this semester. So there are no classes on March 24th or in our case right here, April 15th either. So with this, that means there's no required appointments or meetings, no office hours, no labs, no exams, no remote classes, and no makeup work online that is added to the students' regular workload on these days. So this is something that's important, that our faculty and our students have these brief periods of rest before we crank through the rest of the semester. So as this relates to us, originally our exam was scheduled for April 15th. It'll now be on April 16th on Friday that evening.